Hey y'all, I'm back. I was ranting and raving, talking about buying things, some of the things that I like to do, how I spoil myself. Um, yeah, that's an hour long video too, so I ain't gonna tell you no lie that this part two is gonna be any different. But I am gonna keep it short and simple. I think I'm gonna be able to do it, y'all. Um, just to finish what I was talking about, I was just talking about how I sometimes get um to the where I don't want to spoil myself at certain times of year, but that's just by my choice. But women should be able to do that. Women should be encouraged. Women should be comforted and uplifted and just spoiled by their husbands. That's the way I feel. You know why? Because women have a lot that we have to do. Men want to have that wife that when they bring their friends over, their houses are on point, their children are on point, their food is always cooked and done on time, and that it tastes good. You know, a man really gets his ego boost when his boys come over to watch the game and um his wife be done cooked up a good meal and got everything all laid out, and then they serve that. That's how we do. My husband and his friends, they host a different night. Say for instance, if the game is on this weekend, this Sunday, and they come and they have everybody come and watch it over here, then me and my girls, we choose something that we cook, and or either I cook it and they help me serve it. You know, they help me serve it. I always try to do a meal and always a dessert, and they always have to have chips, and plenty of beer and sodas and bottled water. So I always buy that, and I get the big storage containers, and I put it in my living room so they don't have to go in my kitchen. And I fill the storage containers, which I could use a cooler, but I think storage containers, I guess, depends on whatever, because I like to change my living room. So whatever color going on in there, that's what kind of storage container I use, in the different colors. And they can use it, to store different things on top of. So that's how we do it. And they be like, what? And all his friends, they call me their sister. They was like, what is sister gonna cook now? Sis, what you got in there? I know you got me some brownies. It's one of them. He love sweets, so I either make banana pudding from scratch, or we make brownies, or we make some type of cake. I don't think we ever did ice cream. Well, if we do cake and brownies, we always have ice cream in our freezer. That's just us. But I don't think any of them ever asked for no ice cream. But sometimes, like, y'all, if any of y'all like oxtails, y'all know how expensive oxtails can be. One Sunday, I think it was during Super Bowl, or they had a fight night over here or something. I went and bought $40 worth of oxtails. When I tell you they were so good, we had oxtails, I had macaroni and cheese, I had collard greens with ham hocks, I had cornbread, and I made banana pudding and brownies, and I had potato salad. When I tell you them dudes, three of them went to sleep. They was just that full. They was late. They took their shoes off and everything, laid back on the couch. One of them, Damo, he was on the floor, stretched out. Oh goodness, they get like one of them. He go to sleep every time he come here. He ain't even got to eat. It's like he just can't wait to get in the door and get on my sofa, and he leave and he be gone. And they wake him up, and I said, "You ready to eat?" And they eat. Sometimes I cook, like my husband. I put the deep fryer outside, and we deep fry chicken, and I make the tuna macaroni salad and deviled eggs and baked beans and a tossed salad, or we just put together something. Sometimes we do like spaghetti and the garlic bread and a tossed salad, and then we have some type of dessert, or even You know, we might just do seafood, fried fish and stuff like that. So a man like that, especially when they boys talk about it in a good way, be like, man, you tell your wife I'm coming back. I'm so ready to eat. When she gonna cook this? Oh yeah, and my hot dogs and coleslaw, cause I make my coleslaw from scratch. They could eat 10 packs of hot dogs when they come over here. They be like, "Where's you? You can't have hot dogs without coleslaw." And even we do put sausage. We wrap them in aluminum foil with a little pat of butter, and cut up onion and bell pepper on top of them, and put them on the grill. And when that come off, we put all of that on the bun and put a little coleslaw on top. Yeah, that is good. And homemade coleslaw, if y'all like sweet coleslaw, because I like sweet coleslaw. I don't mean to the point where your teeth full of sugar like that, no. But it's just coleslaw to me. And but I like to cook. I like to feed people. You know, I do. I like to feed people. I like them to be, they hunger to be satisfied, and they get so till they just tired and just be, you know, man, I'm ready for a nap. That's just me. When I get in the mood to cook, I will cook up so much stuff I might not have nothing left in my freezer. I get in a cooking mood like that. And sometimes I do that, cook like that every day. Like today I'm cooking neck bones with onion and bell pepper in it. And I'm gonna do rice and corn. So that's what we're gonna have today. My husband don't like cornbread, so I don't know if I'm gonna do that. I eat cornbread. My baby boy, he can't have it because he's allergic to everything that's in cornbread except the corn. He can't have eggs or milk. So it depends, and I don't like the too much cooked stuff sometimes that he can't eat because he's a baby and he don't know why we telling him no. So y'all, let me tell you, I done got off the subject again. I bought some, my sister, I didn't buy nothing. My sister went, me and her both have a craving for Krispy Kreme donuts. She had her husband to take her all the way to the other side of town. I don't know why it is bothering me today. But had her husband to take her to the other side of town to get some Krispy Kreme donuts. And she got them hot. With the hot light be on. She brought me a box. She brought me 2 boxes. And I had them thinking that, okay, my baby can't climb up on the sofa and get them. Because I piled all the pillows up on the sofa to the point where I thought he couldn't climb up there and get it. We were in the back. Sometimes we always wind up in somebody's room, all of us. We be laying back there talking and he and ha. And he got down and he walked out. I had the doors to the rest of the house closed, so he can't get in nobody's room and we don't know what he doing. Me, I done forgot that he left, that the donuts was up there. I'm not thinking that he gonna even bother with them, because we had never given him anything like that. We couldn't find him. And y'all, when I tell you, when I got in my living room, I was gonna go look to see was the door unlocked. Something moved on the sofa. This boy, he got on the sofa, took all my pillows on the sofa and put them around himself like this. He had the box of donuts, y'all. He had ate 2 donuts and he had one in his hand that he was eating, and this one in his hand was half gone. I could do nothing but laugh. I was scared, but I couldn't do nothing but laugh because I know what's in those donuts. He's allergic to it. And Galen was like, you might as well let him finish eating. I took the one that he had bit out of and put it up in the refrigerator. But this one, he ain't have but a piece about that big left. But he had already eaten 2 other donuts. I had to let him finish it. I had to go get the Benadryl and the medicine and everything and give it to him. Hopefully that he didn't have no real bad reaction. He had a reaction. He was just, his eyes turned red and they started getting puffy. It looked like he had been in a fight. And I was like, oh my goodness. But he was happy because he got them donuts, y'all. That thing tripped me out so bad. I was like, I can't believe it. We had never given him donuts like that. But he found that box and opened it and he said, oh shoot, I'm finna try this. And he ate it. But yeah, it's just like we do stuff like that. A man like that for his wife to be able to cook and then have his boys, you know, be like, that girl can cook. You tell her I'm ready to come get me something else to eat, you know. And So that's what we do around here. We have family nights on Sundays where we all gather in the living room and we talk about things that have gone on during the week. Say for instance, if I said something, I lost my temper with one of my children and said something that they didn't like and it hurt their feelings, I give them the opportunity for us to talk about it. Or if I said something to them and they didn't understand why I said it, we give them an opportunity and we all sit down and talk about it. I don't apologize. Now, if I hurt their feelings, if I said something out the way and it hurt their feelings and I feel like I need to apologize, I will. I don't want to be disrespectful to nobody. There's a difference between saying something out of the way and being disrespectful to me. Because a lot of kids might tell you, if you tell them to hush, that you saying something out of the way. But if you say something like calling them a B or MF or something like that, now that's disrespectful, you know. So we have family nights and we sit down and we talk about it. My daughter might talk about things that happen at work. My son, whatever happened. My daughter, what happened in school. My little ones even talk about things that happen in school, or even something funny. You know, we just sit down and we don't set a time limit. Everybody get out what they want to say, and after that, if dad is okay, he'll tell everybody, okay, y'all can go on about your way. But after we get through with that, if it's like 9 o'clock at night, then first thing everybody have to do is go do their chores before it get too late. Because when you get where you start sitting around, you want to go to sleep, then the house ain't clean. And so they go and do their chores, and then sometimes he'll be like, well, let's find a movie, you know, after that, and then they'll break for about 30-45 minutes and everybody go do their chores and then come back and then we'll watch the movie. So those are some of the things that we do around here, you know. We're not perfect. We still do and say things that we shouldn't, you know. But I think a woman needs that little extra something where she has that support. So that's some of the things that I want to do. Like I said, Kingdom Closet, and I want to open a shoe store. I want to open a corner store and a laundromat, because that's something that you always need. I want to sell hair and jewelry. I want to sell handbags, and it's going to be called All Things Girly. Panties, bustiers, you know, anything. I'm not going to sell dildos and stuff like that, but anything to spice up a marriage, you know. We have them women's Wednesdays where women can come in and talk about their week. And okay, if they try to be intimate with their husband and it didn't quite turn out right, what can we do to make that better? You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm talking about. Because I used to go to this little store called Fantasy Lane. It's an adult novelty shop. And they had this little stuff in a jar, and it was called pheromone. You put a little dab behind your ear, and it's supposed to heighten your natural body scent to the point where your husband be like, and it makes him hot as a Georgia firecracker. Okay, y'all, it worked. That's all I'm gonna say about that one. It worked. And I used to use that. And those are the kind of things, you know, because not all women are comfortable with their sexuality or comfortable being in touch with being able to tell a man, I like it when you kiss me here, or I like it when you touch me there, or why don't you squeeze this, or you know, or even touching them own selves. And I don't mean in a perverted kind of way, but you know, in a way of just rubbing. A lot of women won't touch themselves unless they bathe in themselves, because they feel like it's unnatural. It ain't like you in front of a camera with your hand up in your stuff and you just freaking off. No, you still need to be able to touch yourself, because a woman might have some things going on and that ain't right, that ain't supposed to be there, you know. So and a lot of women are not comfortable telling their husband, can you kiss me on my back? I like it when you kiss me on my neck, or something like that, you know. Or They might not be comfortable with it. They might not even be comfortable touching their husbands in certain kinds of way. It was a lady, it was some, I can't remember the name of the page on Facebook, but they were talking about make sure you touch your husband. Not in between his legs, but just caress him. Nice and slow. Sometimes you can walk up behind a man and just put your hand in his shirt on the small of his back, and it'll do something to him. Sometimes that little gentle touch from a woman is a lot that a man needs to take a little edge off of his stress at that moment. Because I do get him like that sometimes, because I love to feel his arms. And I could walk up to him and just grab his arms like that. Like today, I was sitting here on the computer and I felt overwhelmed. And he came in and he walked up, didn't have on no shirt, and I just reached over and grabbed his arm and I laid my head on his arm, and I just instantly, tears just started to fall, and he was like, well, baby, what's the matter? And I said, nothing. Sometimes it's just a release. It's a thank you, Lord, that you gave me a partner that I can be myself with, and it's a blessing. We get angry and fuss at each other. We was fussing today, but it is what it is. I wouldn't want to see no harm come to him. That's my baby. That's my stanker. That's my dude. Okay, yeah. He make me so mad sometimes because we both are stubborn. He's just that kind of hard, edgy kind of person. And I am a real sensitive kind of person, as y'all could tell by what I talk about. It's like, I don't want y'all to think that I'm not happy. I am happy. But I'm talking about things that are plaguing us women. And a lot of women don't have anybody to talk to. I have experienced that in my life. Been there to where I just couldn't talk to nobody about the things. So I'm coming here and I'm going to put it out there. And if y'all going through it or done been through it, hey, y'all too loud, I'm doing a video. If y'all done been through it and y'all can identify with what I'm talking about, and you comfortable enough to say so, that's fine with me. What? Who in the kitchen? Tell her to put you something in the what you want? It's not ready yet. Okay? But I lost my train of thought. That's my 7-year-old. She eat like a boy. That chicken eat. She told Mommy, I'm hungry. And I said, well, what do you want? Well, what you cooking? It's not ready yet. Well, okay. She ain't gonna want. She gonna wait till that's ready, because she like neck bones. She like lima beans and cornbread and collard greens and chitlins and hog maw. She like stuff like that. Oxtails. She like liver. Oh, I love me some liver smothered in gravy. But yeah, we fuss and we get angry, but we need that support. All women need that support. So if it's something y'all want to talk about, or let me put out some questions. Y'all hear my baby crying. He throwing a temper tantrum. What if, have you ever felt lost? Have you ever felt like you were alone in this world? I was gonna call her and tell her, but no. Y'all just have to overlook the baby crying in the background, because I'm not gonna get into that. She is 18 years old, and I'm not giving her the responsibility of raising my children, because I do that. But when you start taking on boyfriends, you run the risk of being put in a position to where anything could happen. And now that you're 18, I am no longer responsibility of you. When you go out there and do what you want to do, you get out there and you start letting them squeeze your nipples and play between your legs and kiss you all on your neck, and you getting butterflies in your stomach and your stuff getting wet, and you liking that feeling, and you go ahead and let him do what to do, that's on you. Because I done told you, don't put yourself in no position like that, because it is not easy to say no. Once you start feeling like that, no, it is not easy to say no. Next thing you know, you butt behind naked and you be like, oh, what did I do? And you didn't have no protection. And you ain't on no birth control. You don't need birth control if you ain't doing nothing. You don't need birth control if you got willpower enough to say, I want to get to a certain point in my life, and me having sex is not going to get me there. Now, y'all probably could throw stones at me and be like, didn't you say you had your child at 17? I sure did. And you know what? I didn't have nobody to talk to me like that. I grew up in a house full of older people that didn't talk about sex and stuff like that. I found out about having a period in 6th grade when they show you that film that they show to all the 6th graders about the body. Nobody talked to me about don't let boys touch you here, and don't be letting them kiss all on your neck, and don't be caught alone with them if you feel like you're gonna do something you ain't got no business. Nobody talked to me about none of that kind of stuff. Nobody told me about how guys whisper things in your ear, just to things that they know you want to hear, to get you out of your panties, to make you feel so comfortable with them that you feel like, okay, he loved me like that he's gonna always be here for me, that he's not gonna talk about me to his friends, that he wouldn't do anything to hurt me. It don't always pan out that way. I can honestly say, even though I was young, at 16, no, 15, when me and my boyfriend started dating. And the first time that we were together, I had no doubts in my mind that he would ever do anything like that to me. I didn't never have any doubts. And the one thing did happen was, because he was one of the popular guys in school, and he could have any girl at the school that he wanted. And at the time, and with me being younger than him, and I was just a normal girl, and yeah, he was just like, I didn't expect nothing. But that whole day that we spent together, I don't even think I expected nothing out of it. I was just praying like, oh God, please don't let him go back and say nothing. But then we spent that whole time together. It got more, it meant more, and it made me feel more comfortable that he wouldn't do that. But when we got to school that Monday, all his boys kept saying, I don't know what you did to Galen, but he has not stopped talking about you yet. And I was like, well, I didn't do nothing. It was like, that's all he talking about, you his baby. And I ain't never heard him say that. And I was like, oh, okay. And the guy that introduced us, and he was more like a brother to me, but he always had this really, really, really bad crush on me. But I told him I consider him to be like a brother to me. He was not my type. So I knew what that made him feel like, and he was like, what did you do to him? Because him and the guy, they were close friends, so they could talk to each other like that. But he still didn't tell him what happened between us. But he was like, well, I said, we just spent time together, that's all, talking. And we did, we talked, we laughed. I was impressed that I could be myself, you know, that I could let my hair down like that and not be scared and not be, no, because I don't know, you might do this. I didn't do any of that. I didn't have no expectations that we would even stay together, because I knew I've seen guys get with girls and they talk about them behind their back, you know. So I just didn't have any expectations, and here we are, almost 26 years later. Yeah, 25 and here, 20. Oh no, what is this, October? Actually 26 years. 26 years later. And it just, it hasn't been easy. It hasn't been. We've had our ups and downs, and I mean to the point where we was like, let's go our separate ways. But when you say I do, you have to try to make the best of it. Come up with some ideas where you can rekindle that fire between each other. Send your little love notes or love text, or just call and say I appreciate you every now and then, or just take a picture of yourself smiling and send it to him. Go get jazzed up and take a picture and send it to him. Let him remember who he started dating, who he fell in love with. We can sit at home and look regular all day long, but send him there. Let him know, okay, you can come home and see this. And when he come in the door, still be looking the same way. We as women, we get tired because we got everything else we have to take care of. But I mean, just a little tiny effort, you know. Because, like, I can't wait. This house that I want to get, y'all just don't know. We got a large laundry room. I want to go and buy me another ironing board. I want me a whole laundry station. Because I want to be able to hang up my husband's clothes. I want to iron. I even buy special laundry detergent. I do. Just for his polo shirts. Because I want them to stay nice and crisp for him when he go out. So I want to be able to hang them up. And when he go get ready to get one, he good to go. I want it all ready to be ironed, but I don't have that space in here. So I went and bought me an iron, y'all. Let me show y'all. Y'all see my iron? And it's heavy. It's not real heavy, but it's a good iron, and it's self-cleaning. And that's the only iron that I use to iron my husband's clothes. Now, I do have another iron in the house that I let the children use, but that's all I would use on his clothes because I want everything to be right. His jeans gotta be creased. That's just me. He don't like, you could lay them out flat and iron them for him, but that ain't me. All my jeans have to have a crease in it. All his shirts, I fold them in half, like right here. If you got the 3 buttons right here, I fold them little corners in that middle of that button like this. I fold it like that, and I crease it all the way down the middle. That's just me. That's what I do. Just little things like that. I roll up his underwear to make them look like a sausage, and I line them all up in the drawer. I fold his socks in together on top of each other. The towels for our room, I roll them up, except those like some I have in my bathroom, and I spray my perfume on my pillows and stuff, so when he lay down and go sleep when I ain't home, he got me right there. What's wrong with him, Janae? Did you pick him up and try to hold him? Yeah, he don't want me to force it. Here, let him hold my phone for a little while. Maybe he'll hush. Where that thing at? That's what he had. That's why he doing that, because it stopped working on him. Here, use my phone. But don't let him crack my phone. Do y'all hear him? No. Use that rice milk. They changed his milk. The rice milk in the top, in that little blue and white container. What is it? Rice green milk? Yeah. You add water to it? No, just give it to him like that. Why did you change his milk? Because they taking him off. That other one was an infant formula. And they want to take him off of it. Because it's got a lot of calories and sugar in it, and it's starting to turn his teeth brown. Here. Come in here and get this. I know he laying. I know he in the middle of the floor. Y'all, we done messed him up. He can't help it. I like electronics. My husband like music. I like music, but not as much as my husband. You know, I'm a slow music kind of girl. I could turn my radio on and baby, let all the good songs that I like to hear come on. This whole house will be clean within minutes. I just go out. I be in a zone, you know. So he got a double dose of it. He like electronics and he like music. I got a video of him on my computer the other night. So I just sent him my phone. You ain't got to tell him how to do it. I just take the lock off of it, and he goes and he likes to go on YouTube, y'all, and go to Dormtainment. Now he done started watching my videos. He'll sit and listen to them, but he like to go to this group called Dormtainment, and it's some college kid that make videos, and they got this video they made called Washing Machine. It's a dance, and he loved that. You might hear him say washing. On that video I made of him, you'll see him point at the screen and you'll see the name say Dormtainment, and he'll say washing, washing. Not washing machine. He said washing. And he'll go find it. You know. But yeah. So those are some of the little special things that I do for him. You know. Even like making up my bed. It's not made up right now because the baby just got out of it. And especially when I know he has had a hard week, I try to do, I lines all his shoes up, his shoes that he wear, like his nice shoes. I make sure I clean them off with a I spray a little fabric softener on them, on a rag, and I just wipe them down on the outside and line them up. And all his jeans, I fold them up and put them in a pile on my dresser, so he don't have to go looking through the closet, because I know what kind he like to wear the most. So I try to keep them washed along with his work uniforms. I put them in a pile on my dresser in the corner over here, and that way when he come in the house, he can go right over there and just get them off the dresser and change clothes. Anything that he has dirtied up, I let him throw it across the head of my bed, and I know to get it. And but you know, it's little stuff like that you can do, y'all. Even like we have, and I don't know if anybody else do it, but we have date nights. Now this is unusual for some people, but you know what one of our date nights is? Going grocery shopping at Walmart at 2 o'clock in the morning. That's a high for me and him. We get high off of that because I love providing for my family. When he get paid and we go to the grocery store, that's a high. And that's a high for me and him. We get whatever you want to call it from that. And then we come home and he'll help me put the groceries up. Or if they don't have to go to work the next day, my oldest son and my 18-year-old, that 22-year-old, you might well forget trying to get her to get up. You'll have to make her get up. But they'll be up some nights and they'll help us put the groceries up, or either me and him will put them up by ourselves. Who in the kitchen? Me. So, I mean, it's just little stuff like that. What you doing in there? Y'all, my anniversary coming up in March. I don't know. Gayla and I never had a real wedding. We got married at the courthouse. Now, my dream has always been to have a wedding. And I tried to do it 3 years ago. Or was it 2 years ago? 2 years ago. I tried to do it. But I wound up not going back to work. So any money that we had and that we had saved, I couldn't see myself spending $10,000 on a wedding and I don't have a job. Y'all get me? So I don't know whether to have a wedding this year or just have a reception and he and I go somewhere, or don't have a reception and he and I go somewhere for a week. So y'all give me some suggestions on what I should do. Um, y'all, I know I just got this hair, but y'all, I want to do a short cut. I do. I'm starting to, starting to get cool outside, and I want to feel a little sassy, you know. Who in the front? Y'all need to go in the back, because I can't do this with y'all with that noise. It'll be all on here. Like right now, I can hear him with that. When I get through, I'll call you. Y'all hear him playing Dormtainment? He got my phone. It's just that loud. Janae? Okay. Sorry about that, y'all. But yeah, I don't know what I want to do. I want to do something, and I want me a little short, sassy cut. I want to try to do that for the rest of this year. Wear short hair. So maybe November, December, I want to just wear. I'm not gonna cut my hair. Maybe I just make me a wig. I need to relax my edges, y'all. That's why I got it all bandaged up. I'm gonna take this hair down today and wash my hair and relax my edges. That's the only part of my hair I relax. The rest of it is nappy as fresh wool. Okay? Yeah. Until I condition it and, you know. Who is that? Why do you keep bringing your behind back in this kitchen? The first time I came to get on the train, and then by the time I was okay, well, you need to hurry up, because that noise be on my screen. Now I done screwed up a video having to keep talking to you. But yeah, y'all, maybe I need to talk to y'all about her and her boyfriend. Maybe she'll get out the kitchen. Think I need to do that, Janae? Uh-huh. That's all I had to say, huh? She gone. But anyway, y'all, yeah, just spice up your relationships. Women, be encouraged. Don't be afraid to get in touch with how you feel. You know, I have this thing that, you know, y'all see I like to talk. But I'm going to cut this off because it's already an hour and 38 minutes. I'm going to cut it off, and I'm going to think about what my next topic going to be, because this one was kind of like getting in touch with your feelings. And, you know, I'm all for women. I've talked about me being adopted. I talk about my family in each one of my videos. And then I talked about the young lady about Mitt Romney. Y'all vote. Y'all go and vote, because we don't want our rights to be taken away. We don't want to be people to be without being able to provide for their families. You know, whether they're on government assistance or not, everybody needs some help. I don't care if you had to provide food stamps and welfare for people. Everybody needs some help. Whatever somebody's not doing in life, you can't change that. What you can do is pray for them and leave them to God, because he the only one that can change somebody's heart. And a lot of times, the more we say things to people, the more we push them in the other direction. You know, that's just is dumb to say, to realize, but it is. That's how it works sometimes. Like my daughter, the more I tell her I don't want her to be with some dude, this the same dude she want to be with. But now that you're 18, I tell you, go out there and be a damn dummy if you want. That's just all I got to say. But when if he get to where he being disrespectful, don't bring him to my house. Don't. Because it's not finna happen. So we will see, you know. Your children grow up and they get disrespectful and they want to know more than you know. Not in here, you won't. You ain't gonna tell me nothing. So maybe that'll be my next video. Children and their attitudes. How about that? I think that'll be it. So y'all, I'm gonna cut this one short and I'm gonna go and start another one. And y'all check them out. I want y'all to know I love y'all. I wish y'all the best. Whatever's heavy on your heart and your mind and your spirit, give it to God. And I say that because I'm still learning how to do that. I'm learning how to not try to make things happen. That means I'm taking control out of God's hand. And that's a hard thing when you are that person that's always trying to make something happen, you know. So give it to him. Pray about it. Even when it feels like he's not answering your prayers, just keep praying. Keep praying and trust him. Love yourself. Be encouraged. Write down your thoughts. Any questions that you feel like is heavy on you that you need to be answered, and you can get them answered. I'm not a professional, y'all. I'm talking about things that I've gone through and things that I go through on my daily in my daily life. And I'm not old. I'm 40 years old, but I do feel like I have at least 30 years worth of stuff that I could talk about. You know, at least a little more than 30, because you know, I can go all the way back. I don't mind talking about it. Somebody's gonna be able to relate. If not, it'll help me to get it off my chest, you know. So I just want to say thank y'all again, and thank y'all for watching, and keep subscribing. Share the videos, y'all, because you never know, somebody else may be out there in the same situation and have the same feelings or same hardships or something going on, you know. And that's what it's all about. And I kind of gave myself a new nickname. Call me Miss Sue, because I like to support people, uplifting and encouraging. So that's my new name, Miss Sue. Miss Sue, like a little Chinese lady, Miss Sue. So like I said, check out the videos, and if y'all want to reach me and send me a personal message, y'all can go to my Facebook page. I have pictures on there of me and my family. If y'all want to check them out, you know, and leave comments. I have some videos over there of my kids, and you can see what my kids look like. There's a picture of all of us back in the background, but you really can't see it too well. But and that's an older picture. It's about almost 2 years old, in which we are in need of a new family portrait. So yeah, y'all, I'm gonna cut this short, and I'm gonna come back, and we're gonna talk about kids and the things that go on with them today. I love y'all, and I wish y'all love, peace, and hair grease. Bless you.